The next Bitcoin halving is just a little over 2 months out from today, in the middle of April. So I thought in this video what would be cool to do is to go and look at the past 8 years of Bitcoin price history, specifically the previous 2 cycles, what happened to the price of Bitcoin around the 2 last halvings. So the last one was in May of 2020, the one before that was in July of 2016. Let's go and dive into the charts. Let's look at that price action to get an idea of what could potentially happen for this next halving that is literally just 2 months away. Starting today, February 8th until February 17th, I'm running a special offer to join my VIP membership where I'm reducing the prices by $1,000 both for the yearly option and the lifetime option. The details are in the link down below in the description. So literally with the halving being 2 months away, I want to show you that the best time to get involved still is now before the halving. You will see later on in this video why. Because once that price starts moving, if we get that parabolic move, there is maybe 6 to 12 months at most of upside after the halving. This time may actually be different and there might actually even be less. But either way, you want to get in before the halving, and that is why I'm putting together this special offer to give you the chance to join my VIP membership at a better, more affordable price. And the link is in the description down below. As always, it comes with a full 60-day money-back guarantee. So come and sign up. Take this opportunity now. Get access to all my training, my courses, learn about reading charts, learning about trading, get access to my research. I actually just published a new newsletter today, 56 pages, with a write-up also on a new altcoin project. All my charts, all my insights are in there. So when you're a VIP member, you can get access to that right away. Click the link in the description down below, save $1,000. You're backed by a 60-day money-back guarantee. And with that out the way, I hope to see you inside. Let's dive into today's contents. Okay, so what we have here in front of us is the chart of Bitcoin going back all the way to 2012. This is a log scale, meaning that the scale is different for visual representation, of course, which means that the distance here from 1 to 2 is the same as the distance from 2 to 4, 4 to 8, and so on and so forth, which makes it much easier to see. Otherwise, it wouldn't fit on a chart. Okay, so what we have now also, the vertical lines here in gray are the previous halvings. And as you can see, there were only 3 of them, and the next one, the 4th one, is set to happen in April of 2024. Now, as you can see here, this is a live Bitcoin halving countdown. The predicted date at this point in time is April 19th, meaning there's 69 days, 23 hours, 30 minutes, and 54 seconds remaining until the halving. Now, the halving is based on block time, not necessarily a calendar date, and that is why it is an estimation. There is the target here of the amount of blocks remaining. So there's 840,000 blocks. There's 10,519 blocks remaining. A block is approximately 10 minutes in length, but it can vary a little bit depending on the hash rate, depending on the network and all that kind of stuff. So it can be a little bit slower or a little bit faster, but on average, we are predicted to have this halving sometime in the middle of April, somewhere between, I would say, 15 and 25, whichever day that's going to end up being. The closer we end up getting towards it, the more likely it is to have a very accurate prediction of exactly when it is going to happen. So with that out the way, you can see over here, previous first time halving in 2012 November, then in July of 2016, then in May of 2020, and this next one that's coming up in about 2 months from now in the middle of April 2024. Now, you can see I've made this very clear to see what happens to the price action. Approximately a year before the halving, we have these red circles, okay? And you can see here what the pattern is. Until the halving, about a year out from the halving, price started running up from that date. So you can see in 2012, it started going from 3 to almost 10, okay? So it did a 3x before the halving. Here it went in 2015, it went from 230 to approximately 640, right? So just a little bit less than a 3x. Then we had, before the 2020 halving, we ran up from 3,400. We actually went to almost 14,000, but then we dropped back down. And 2020 may have just been an exception due to the Black Swan event where the whole world was locked down. Maybe that is just an exception, even though in terms of price, technically, it still kind of made sense as it filled this kind of fair value gap here and bounced. But basically we went from 3,500 to 9,600 by the time of the halving. And this time, no exception, you can see we went from about 18,000 towards the beginning of the year, so about a year out, about 18,000, and now we're currently sitting at 44,000. So there is still very much a similarity here so far leading into the halving. Now, the important thing, as you can see over here, is that previously, after these halving events, look what happened to the price. It absolutely skyrocketed. So you can see after the 2012 halving, we went from $11 all the way up to almost $1,200 in a period of 12 months following the halving. In 2016, following the halving, the price dipped a little bit to hit a low of $550, and then it went to almost $20,000 in 18 months after the halving. Then, in the last cycle, in 2020, we went from about 9,600 all the way to 65,000. And depending on when you look as the actual peak, because we kind of had this double top here, the first peak happened about 12 months after the halving, from 9,500 to 65,000, and we had an ultimate top at 69,000 18 months later. So the question really is going to be, is this time different or does it repeat once again? And as you can see so far, what we can see is that the pattern of running up into the halving the year before the halving is still playing out. At this point in time, the cycle is still perfectly repeating as it has the past 3 halvings. The halving is in April, middle of April. The question is, do we get time after that halving where we see a continuation of this bullish trend or not? And if we do, is that going to be 18 months? Is it going to be 12 months? Or is it going to be 6 months or less? But if we see any sort of repeat over here, we could be looking at $100,000 or more in upside after the halving. Now, for most of the past year or so, I've had a theory that we might actually be front-running it due to the potential interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve that are projected to start taking place anywhere between March and May. Now, the theory that I have on this front run is basically based on past historic data. If the Fed cuts rates, like it did after a long hike cycle back in 2001 and before 2008, those were previous global financial market crashes. So I have a theory that if they do this again, and again, the big keyword here is if, okay? We actually need them to cut. So if they cut, does that repeat history as well, where we get a crash like in 2001 or 2008? And if we do, if the global financial markets crash, would crypto crash with it? Either way, that is a theory that we're waiting to see how that plays out. I'm still looking for upside into the halving, so we have 2 months to go potentially, and that could go fast. We're at 44,000. We could be at all-time highs by the time of the halving. If this market pumps, when it decides to pump, it can move really, really fast. So we could see a huge 2 months potentially into that halving date. The whole point of me making this video and the whole point of me having this special offer right now is that we are indeed 2 months out from this halving event. Look at history. Look at what has happened. If you are not yet positioned in crypto, you are still in a best opportunity from here going forward based on this historic data. Because once the halving happens, look what has happened in the past. We see these enormous bull markets. And most people only start to get interested in crypto towards the very peaks. It is always the same every single time, because that is when you start seeing it all over the news. You start seeing it all over the media. Your friends and family start talking about it. Your favorite influencers who are talking about business or finance or anything else for that matter, they all start switching to crypto content. And as a result, the topic of crypto is everywhere. You see the prices pumping every single day. But at these points, when it is like that, when there is that euphoria and that mania, you are already so close to the peak that the potential upside for gains is minimal. You risk buying the top, and especially if you are still relatively new to crypto and you don't know anything about trading or investing, to get started at almost the peak of the bull market and then having to learn and set up your accounts and having to deposit your funds onto exchanges before all that's ready, it takes you weeks. And by that time, you're even further along in the cycle, being almost at the peak of these markets. And that is how most people get wrecked the first time around. And that's why people say, you know, it does really take 1 or 2 cycles to be able to learn how this all works. And the important part really is to get involved early. That is just the simple, most easy tip that I can give you looking at this data, you can see over here, even getting involved here, if we still have that run to all-time highs, if we're going to 70K or 80 or 90 or 100,000, that's a potential 2x from here. And all you need to do is get involved now, which is why I'm holding this special offer, slashing $1,000 off the price to join my VIP, so I can teach you all of this. I can share with you what I'm doing. I can share with you which coins I'm buying, give you access to me and the community. There's more than 2,200 VIP members inside our Discord. I'm in there every day sharing my thoughts, charts, market insights, trade ideas, and you can get access to all of that now for $1,000 less. The link is in the description down below, and there is a 60-day money-back guarantee. So that literally gives you until the point of the halving where you can get in risk-free. If you're not happy, you simply email support, you get a full refund. But time passes and time can't be undone. So if you wait another 2 months, and I am indeed right, and this continues to play out, and imagine we are close to the all-time high, $70,000 by April, when I'm telling you this now at 44,000, what is a better time to get involved, right? It would be right now. So I'm making it risk-free for you, 60-day money-back guarantee, but you have to sign up before February 17th if you want that $1,000 special discount. The link is in the description down below. I hope to see you on the inside. So simply put, we are about 2 months away from the halving, just a little bit more than 2 months, and historically this pattern has been repeating. And ideally, to make the most amount of money, you get involved low, right? You want to buy low and you want to sell high. And what you want to do, especially with crypto, in my opinion, this is what I'm personally doing, is I'm buying low and I'm going to sell everything during the bull market euphoria. Altcoins, in my opinion, are not something that you have for a long-term hold because they are so new. There's so much risk to them, risk of failure, startup risk, market risk, all sorts of risks. But during the bull phase, you can see these altcoins do 10x, 20x, 30x, 50x, maybe even more than that. So the time to get involved with crypto, with altcoins, we've been waiting for this opportunity for more than 2 years now. We had the whole bear market, FTX collapse, Celsius fraud. It went on and on and on. And it's been 2 years, more than 2 years now, since the previous all-time high. This is an opportunity we get once every few years. And who knows if this is going to continue to repeat one more time. So I think we are in a perfect position right now. We have this chance. We've been waiting through 2 years of bear market and recovery, and the halving is upon us with potential massive upside after that. So come and join me in VIP. Let me help you navigate this journey. The link is in the description down below, and I hope to see you on the inside. Smash the like button, and I will see you in the next video.